What's going on, guys? Today I am bringing you my currently 16-1 Dragon Link deck profile. In the last 3 tournaments that I've played, I've only lost 1 game, either placing first place or third place in a tournament where we didn't cut to top cut, and it's performed absolutely amazing. So without further ado, we're going to go to the main, side, and extra deck in this. Obviously, we'll start off with the main deck first. Getting into our starters, we're playing 3 Seyfert. You could arguably cut this to 2. It's definitely the weaker of the 2 main starters that you have. Although if you do open Gamma with this, you are pretty safe, because if you tribute itself as cost and it gets Ash, you just change your Gamma and you're fine. You just have to really hope that this goes through, which can kind of stink in some instances. For the better starter, we're playing the 3 Black Metal Dragons as well as the 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Being able to chain block with Striker Dragon is really, really clutch. Helps to basically make a free Romulus for 1 card. Really, really nice. This is definitely the better one of the 2 starters. Usually I'll side 1 Seyfert out whenever I go second, just depending on the matchup. Onto extenders. This is by far the best extender in the deck, 3 Noctivision Dragon. If you open this and your Black Dragon or your Seyfert, you're essentially getting chain blocked twice, sometimes 3 times with this. Whenever you summon your Striker Dragon, it summons itself out, and then whenever you make your Romulus, you can use it to draw 1 and make sure you actually get your search, which is really, really clutch. I will say opening multiples of this isn't fantastic, but it is still a dark to be able to use for Chaos Space, so in a pinch you can use that. I'll usually side 1 out going second, again, depending on the matchup, but by far the best extender in the deck. On to the Rocket Package, we're playing 3 Tracers, 1 Recharger, 1 Absorouter, and then 1 Rocket Synchron. The Rocket Synchron was a bit of a last-minute add for us. We figured we wanted something to help us make our Needle Fiber in a pinch if we just didn't have any tuners, or if we didn't have anything good to summon for a dragon off of Hakka-Fibrax if needed, since it can't summon Tracer because it's a level 4. We decided that Rocket Synchron was probably the way to go. We're also playing 1 for 1 in the deck anyway, so it was another good target for that. Absorouter is still really, really good for being able to just search your Tracer if you pitch it off of a 1 for 1, if you pitch it off of Chaos Space. I'm playing Twin Twisters in the side, it can also search it off of that, so there's a lot of really, really good opportunities to be able to use the card. Obviously playing the Baby Dragons, these things are searchable off Chaos Space, and they help to put stuff back, help to chain block. There's no explanation for those needed. We're playing the Levianeer and the Brotar as well. Brotar, a little bit of a brick, but let's say that one of your starters gets Gambit or something, you can summon it out, target itself, search a, Chaos Baby if you need to, so it's not the worst. And then Levianeer, I mean, it has 3 of the most broken effects I've ever read, so there's just no real explaining that card. It's just too good. For bricks, we're playing the Destruction Sword, the Phalanx, and we're also playing the Smoke Grenade package, so we're playing the Vylon Cube as well. I would say Phalanx is probably the worst one to open, just because then your Divine Lance is dead. So that's why we're still playing Dragon Javine as well. I like having multiple search targets for my Romulus, in case I open one or open up a combo piece like this. The good thing about these cards is you can shuffle them back off of Saryuja, which we're playing in the extra deck if you absolutely have to. You just kind of have to hope that you get that far. For hand traps, I'm playing 2 Nibiru, 2 Droll, and then the Gamma package. Droll has actually been putting in a ton of work for me. These were originally Ashes, and then I realized that 1 Surge doesn't stop any of the decks that are currently in the meta. I use this for the mirror match as well as for Invoke Dogmatica. One person that I was playing against just activated Terraforming and then jokingly said, "Okay, anything in response?" And I said, "Yeah, Droll," and he just had to pass his turn. It was pretty comical. Even if you're going first, these are all light targets, or the Nibirus and the Gammas are just used for Chaos Space or 1 for 1s, so they're still pretty good to open. Gamma, by far the best extender in the deck. Or I won't say extender, excuse me, hand trap, letting you get a free Hakka-Fibrax or even level 8 Synchro Monster. Being able to make an early Savage Dragon can also come in clutch to help stop some things. For spells, we're playing just a ton of extenders. So obviously 3 Chaos Space, one of the most broken cards in the deck. searching out your Chaos Babies. With this by itself, you can get your Herald and your Needle Fiber, which is nutty. 3 Quick Launch, not hard ones per turn, just summon from the deck, is pretty broken. 3 of the World Legacy Guard Dragons. This by itself is also clutch, as being able to make LP move. I'll also probably side one of these out because opening multiples isn't great, but oh man, this is a monster of a card. Our 2 search targets for Romulus, Dragon's Ravine and Divine Lance. Divine Lance to search the Phalanx. We'll do equip the Phalanx and then summon the Phalanx. There have been times where my invoked players think that I'm only playing this and not the Ravine, so they'll actually punishment on my Romulus in response to its activation, which is fine, because then I just search Dragon's Ravine and get my free Tracer, so it's fine. I like playing it at multiples. Not the worst thing to see, for sure. For 2 additional extenders, we're playing the 1-for-1 and the Monster Reborn. This to get out the Black Metal Dragon or the Rocket Synchron if you need that tuner, like I said, and then Monster Reborn to reborn anything. There was one match that I played where right as I was about to go for Borreload Savage, I had my Union Carrier on the field. I got Nibiru at that point. I still was able to boot Sector out a Tracer and pop the token to make a Savage. But before I did that, I actually Monster Reborned my Union Carrier and was still able to end on a Borreload Savage with 2 negates and the Buster Lock, and that by itself won me the game. So there's just some crazy cool interactions you can do. And then the 2 Garnets that you play, well, the 2 searchable cards, I'll say, the Boot Sector Launch as well as the Smoke Grenade. Nice to get this in a nice, pretty super form now. And then lastly, just 3 Imperms. Pretty self-explanatory. On to the extra deck. So for Synchros, we're playing the Martial Metal Marcher, the Herald of the Arclight, and the Borreload Savage Dragon. Again, pretty self-explanatory. This card, as I found at my locals, having a lot of dinos is nuts because they can't misc. And you just win if they can't misc. So that's nice. For level 1s, LP and Pisty, we all know what these guys do. This guy is definitely getting banned on the next list. Link Cross, we're playing 2 Striker Dragons as a just in case to be able to get something off the board and continue searching if you weren't able to get it the first turn. For level 2s, we are playing the Protector Whelp. It's just a generic level 2 or Link 2 that just needs 2 monsters, so you can even use tokens. It helps to just make stuff to go into your bigger stuff as well. Spheres, which is absolutely nuts. There's a really cool interaction with a piece of the side deck that I'll show you in just a second. Needle Fiber, Romulus, and Union Carrier as all of our 2s. And then finally, for our 2 Link 4s, I'm playing the 1 Borrelsword Dragon and then the 1 Saryusha Skuldread. This is insane going for second, helping you to dig for, or I'm sorry, going first post side, helping you to dig for your pointers and everything else. I think this is absolutely mandatory going forward. It can also help in a pinch to put back some of the garnets that you may have drawn throughout the course of the turn either. And then I'll show you the side. Obviously, tailor your side to what your locals are playing. My locals has a lot of Invoke Dogmatica and a lot of Dragon Link as well. So, and with a couple of dinos thrown in there. So with that, I am playing 3 Appointer of the Red Lotus. Again, the nice super versions that just came out in the new OTS pack. This stops Dark Ruler No Mores. This stops Super Polys, I suppose. It basically stops Dark Ruler. It is the main thing that you want to do. Or just rip a combo piece out. My opponent opened 2 Nadir Servant, 2 Invocations, and an Alistair. So I ripped the Alistair, and as soon as I negated the Nadir Servant, I just won the game. So this card is, I think, especially for any combo deck, mandatory going forward. Before we get into those cards, 3 Twin Twisters just for back row stuff. Helps to stop the Schism if you can do it in the draw phase or the punishment that they may have set. Just really, really good. And again, opening this with Absarautor is insane, but the odds of you doing that, very, very low, but still a super good card. I am playing 3 Evenly Matched and 3 Dark Rulers, just to 1 for the mirror. Evenly matched for basically any deck, really. Just help to clear through a lot of stuff. and be able to go through. I don't think Lightning Storm is that fantastic this format. It's good, don't get me wrong. If I'm being 100% honest, I sold them, so that's why I no longer have them. And then the 3 one-ofs, I'm playing the 1 Red Reboot, 1 Pankratops, and then just 1 Artifact Lancia. So the cool thing that you can do with this is if I've got Union Carrier, let's put that here, and Spheres. Instead of equipping the Buster Lock, what I'll do is Union Carrier target itself to equip the Lancia, and then in my draw phase, I can seal Tribute itself to return the Lancia to my hand, and then use Lancia. So dinos just instantly lose to that, because locking them out of their extra deck really doesn't do a ton. So that's a cool little interaction that has won me every dino matchup that I've played. It's a pretty good time. But yeah, guys, that was the deck profile. If you like this type of content and want to see more deck profiles like this, be sure to leave a comment letting me know. I do want to upload some Infernobles as well as some Invoke Dogmatica stuff from my teammates who have been doing really, really well. But yeah, this has been Matt. Appreciate you swinging on by. Leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. And we'll see you in the next profile.